Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. That's right, it is Hawaii Dave. I've got a lei here made with fresh flowers that were in Kauai. Is that how you pronounce it? Kauai? For a few nights here. So, checking in on you guys from a beautiful island in the Pacific Ocean here. And of course, Bachelor Nation never stops with the drama. We have Kelley Flanagan, sorry, Kelsey Weir and Kelley Flanagan are pissing off Bachelor Nation. There's this Instagram story that Kelsey and Kelley posted that has really pissed people off. People are calling it fraud, and someone says this is appalling. And Kelley is literally a lawyer. She should absolutely know better. And of course, it's a prank that they're playing. She says, not much of a prank, but I always make Kelsey limp so we can get good parking and don't come at me, parking police. Well, Kelley Flanagan has since had to make an Instagram update, not exactly apologizing. She didn't use that special S word, but she did try to clarify what was going down. So do me a favor, clarify whether or not you want to be a part of my channel and hit the subscribe button, okay? Double check, make sure you're subscribed. We need to keep growing the subscriber base. If I'm not Hawaii Dave out here doing my thing, I'm covered in aloe and I got big luau energy, but I'm here for you guys. So let's just play the clip here. And by the way, this is just a few days ago, 5 days ago, we made the video Bachelor alumni Victoria and Kelley diss Peter Weber while he celebrates his father's retirement. So Kelley's pretty good at staying in the news. Here is Kelley making an Instagram story of her friend Kelsey as Kelsey limps.
Am I doing okay? Oh, you're doing great, sweetie. Keep it going.
So it looks like Kelley's actually in the video.
Keep limping. Am I doing okay?
So she's limping. And this is an old joke. If you guys aren't familiar with it, I'm going to play this. Parking in a disabled spot. Here's the actual Simpsons doing it, where he parks in a handicap and then he goes, I'll just limp it. It's actually been seen in different movies as pop culture. Again, I'm not making any excuses for it. It's in poor taste, especially in 2022. It's one thing to be like, oh, I'm going to limp it out and get some free parking, but it's like, what's the greater picture there? Are you making fun of a disabled person? Are you as an able-bodied person not understanding that people who park in a handicap spot, it's literally the smallest of perks that they get to enjoy in an otherwise world that's not built for people who might be in a wheelchair or have non-physical sorts of disabilities. Some people, have different disabilities that don't always look like disabilities from the naked eye. So anyway, we saw that Kelsey posted this actually a week ago separately. So this video's been going around here, and yeah, no words from Kelsey. Of course, Kelley has quote unquote apologized. We'll get to that in a second here. But people were pissed. Here's what Kelley had to say. Okay, many have asked about the parking spot story in my DMs, so I'll give you the full story because I think some assumptions are being made. And mind you guys, Kelley Flanagan is an attorney, right? She's a lawyer. She's a smart person, you would think. The parking manager was in on it and told us to park left, and I said, what about those spots over there? And said, what if my friend has a sprained ankle? He laughed and said, go ahead, y'all can park there. Again, it was a joke. Was not making fun of anyone or taking a disabled spot. It was a regular spot, but just in a different area. We were all aware that it was a joke and not serious. I hope you guys have a great night, and nothing about this was ever ill-willed, intended to do something illegal or mock anyone. Now look, I'm the last person, quite honestly, the last person to just randomly get offended at things. I'll let you guys be offended. If you want to be offended, you can feel whatever feelings you want. I do believe Kelley wasn't trying to mock somebody else. I also think you got to be like a moron. You kind of got to be a moron in 2022. I was telling my better half, my fiance Tasha, this. I was like, just when you think there's no stories, we don't have any new content coming out until July 11th, 2022, you go, what could possibly happen? And then what happens? Kayla Quinn, uses scissors to behead a garter snake. And you go, okay. And then we have a girl in New York claims that Clayton hooked up with her when he was in Arizona. Okay. Now we have Kelley Flanagan pretending like she's Lieutenant Dan from from Forrest Gump. Like what, Lieutenant Dan? It's one thing after another with this franchise, and it never ceases to amaze me when something new happens. So people were really pissed. Some people were saying this was way worse than Snakegate. I don't trust anyone who uses the laugh emoji. I guess I always knew you had to be effing idiot to want to go on this show, but it's amazing how willing people are to demonstrate that on a daily basis. My mom has MS, and her fake limping makes my blood boil. F these people. Well, I've seen a lot of trashy things on this sub, but my jaw dropped with this one. Ugly as flip, fake, trashy, riding out their 16th minute of fame. Good job, girlies. You managed to completely embrace the 7th grade mean girl persona. I hope they read our comments. I'm not surprised there are still people that privately make jokes like this, but I am baffled that they are flipping idiotic enough to post it. Shameful. I still cannot believe she posted this. Like, girl, this is absolutely disgusting. Would Kelley be okay if someone made fun of her Lyme disease? The lack of empathy and awareness is mind-boggling to me. Such spoilt, mean girls these two are. So yeah, pretty much people just saying, why would they post this? So of course, Kelley makes this statement, which honestly, Kelley should have just apologized, to be quite honest. I'm not one to say, hey, apologize if you don't mean it, but it's like, you'd think Kelley could understand that they were making fun of somebody who was not, did not have the proper functioning legs, whether they're gimp or injured or what, have some degenerative disease. That is what was happening. But look, hey, I understand. I mean, I've heard of people in, like I said, in pop culture saying, hey, I'll just limp it. I don't exactly know where the joke comes from. As we saw, Simpsons had posted it, but I understand, like, I get it. Is it funny? Not enough to post on your Instagram. Could there be a moment where it's funny in your personal life? I'm not one to judge because you have to be there to understand all that jazz. But golly, people are not happy with the quote-unquote apology. So I'll just read this and we'll get out of here. The apology, it's missing a very important word. Yeah, that's called sorry. This is not an apology, and she is horrible. This was at the United Center, which has a huge parking lot. Pretty sure these two could have found a spot that wasn't reserved for disabled people. This non-apology makes her sound worse. I still can't believe she posted that story to begin with. Like, how could she possibly have foreseen that going well? If the parking manager was in on it, what parking police was she talking about? She's so full of it. How are the Webbers looking so much better than Kelley these days? Is she managed by Lori? Shouldn't her manager have helped her handle this better? And again, I had people that reached out to me, because I get this all the time. I had people that reached out to me and said, hey, listen, wouldn't it be bad if somehow this got back to Kelley's dad, who's an attorney, who owns a practice? And I was like, listen, I understand, like, the idea of, like, wanting to, like, email or message someone's employers to be, look, this is an awful human, but, like, let these people dig their own grave if they thought this was at all sort of an appropriate thing to post. In the meantime, I personally, like, don't have the bandwidth to be too offended by things, but then again, that's my privilege. I understand. I come from a place where my legs do work, where I don't have to, where may not be triggered or have to deal with a world where I've got to worry about handicap parking spaces, this and that. So that's a point of privilege I am aware of. So I would not be the type of person that might be pissed off, unlike some people, like that was said, someone whose mom has MS, or someone who it's much closer to their life to think this young, attractive, blonde woman, white woman, can just go out there and limp her way into spots that are dedicated to people with serious problems. I can understand that. I can understand. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. More content coming to you guys all day long. Bye, everybody.